to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized, here with you. Come on now. Now this love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, and it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. Hands up! This is real love, this is real love. Say this is real love, this is real love. Oh. Come on, let's say it. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart till the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love. In your heart I am found. I want you, I want you. You won't let me down. You got me, you got me. No time is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, and it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart till the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love. Oh. Come on, y'all. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart till the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. So this is real love, this is real love. Oh. Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. 1, 2, 3, jump! This is real love, this is real love. This is real love, this is real love. Oh. One more time, we say. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart till the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love, this is real love.
What is going on, CP students? Welcome to another episode of CP Summer Sundays. It's our program for middle school and high school students all summer long. So glad that you are here. If you are joining in with us, make sure you say what up in the chat. Let us know where you're viewing from. We're excited that you are here with us this morning. We got an awesome morning packed for you. We're in our series called What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do. Logan is bringing a great word. Last week we heard from our buddy in the teaching video, and we're so excited to hear about Joseph's story and just kind of learning, like, what do we do when we don't know what to do. We have an awesome game plan for you as well. But hey, it's my favorite part of the show. It's your favorite part of the show. It's your grandma, your mom's favorite part of the show. I don't know. We got another episode of, you know it, Micah's Minute coming for you. And this one, I'm bummed about because it's something exciting that we can't go do right now because of the pandemic and COVID and whatever, but it's a little bit of a taste into what hopefully we get to do after this pandemic is over. It's gonna make you dizzy. If you have like weird motion sickness, maybe don't watch it or take some Dramamine before you watch it. Here we go, Micah. It's yours.
What's up, everybody? We're on another episode of Micah's Minute today. And as you can see, we're in front of Cobb Theater. And if you guys don't know, I love the theaters. I mean, sadly though, over quarantine, I haven't really been able to go, right? None of us have, they've been closed. And I am so frustrated with it because let me tell you, every single Marvel movie that comes out, I'm there. Opening night, I'm there, no matter what. Front row seats, no. If you get front row seats, I'm telling you, they're whack, they're not good. I'm sorry, you gotta know these things about the movie, and if you don't get popcorn at the movie, then don't go to the movie theater. What are you doing? Like, what a waste of time. You have to get popcorn from the movie theater. Everybody knows that. And that is my take on the movie theater. Literally, they're great, but if you don't do it right, then what's the point of going, you know? So, hey, movie theaters, it's where it's at.
Alright, homie, I'm busy watching you spin around in that little thing. If you've been to Liberty Center, you've probably seen those. They're super fun, but the most important thing is movies. Going to movie theaters. So much fun. You got popcorn with butter all over, a pop or a Coke or whatever you call it. Micah, that's like this tall, just full of just carbonated, Coke. Oh my gosh, I want to go to the movies so bad. There's nothing like a premiere movie night when the movie comes out and you go like at midnight to see it, like all the Avengers movies. So much fun. I miss it. I can't wait to go back, and I bet you can't wait either. Well, listen, hey, let's play a game. I love this game because I love TikTok. We're playing a game all about TikTok. So you guys ready to play? You gotta be active in the chat to make this happen. So here we go, let's play this game. What we're gonna do is we're gonna show you 2 TikToks. What you have to do is let us know which one you think got the most views. You're gonna say number 1 or number 2. Super easy, keep track in the chat. Here we go, let's see the first ones.
When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes. I'm just a kid and life is enough.
All right, we got the brother and sister eating cake, or the guy like changing clothes in his bed, kind of weird. I'm gonna have to go with, I think the brother and sister one was pretty funny. I like those TikToks a lot where they like recreate like family shots, whatever. I'm gonna say that one, number 1, let's see what we got. All right, number 1, there we go, 18 million, not too bad, not too bad. Hope you guys got that one right. It seemed pretty easy. Let's move on to the second one.
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide.
Hey yo, famous relative check.
Used to live like golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, 'cause we're golden.
All right, we got some construction guys dancing on I don't know, is it like poles really high in the air, or a guy getting Howie Mandel to wear a sweatshirt. I'm a big Howie Mandel fan. Deal or No Deal for life. He will always be the best America's Got Talent host. Doesn't matter, but I'm gonna go with number 2, Howie Mandel. Let's see what the answer is. That's right, baby. Howie. Come on, that is right. I am 2 for 2. Where are you guys at in the chat? Let's go for number 3.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Okay, so we have, I'm a big Greatest Showman fan, so that was that. Now I like that for the first one, but the second one is this dog in a hoodie with his owners, his humans' hands, just taking some cereal down. It did look like cornflakes, and cornflakes are gross. But the dog is adorable, so I'm gonna have to go with number 2. Let's see the answer here. Number 2, 18.2 million. I am 3 for 3. All right, let's ride. We're just gonna keep plugging along here for the question number 4. Let's see.
Look, Daddy, I made a waffle.
But can you eat it?
No.
Watch and learn. Come on.
Whoa! I like pancakes and waffle. Pancake waffle. Pancake waffle.
Okay, that was amazing. I don't know how they made waffles the shape of Legos and that big, but that was incredible. The broom thing, you can do that every day of the year if you just line it up right. It has nothing to do with, I'm not even gonna try to explain it. I'm gonna say number 1 though, because it made me hungry watching. Let's see what the answer is here. That's right, number 1. Okay, 4 for 4, Colton, I see you. 5.4 million views. I need to get this guy's phone number because I want some of them waffles. Moving right along. All right, let's see what we got.
My loneliness is killing me, and I must confess that I still believe.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
Okay, so we have a girl cutting out a piece of bread and then sitting in it, and this grandma who just got TikTok. I'm for TikTok. I'm a big TikTok guy. So I would just like to, I'm gonna go with number 2, the grandma. Let's see what the answer is. Okay, all right. I don't get it, the French bread one. Maybe I just am not with the times, with the culture to understand, but that grandma was great. Yeah, all right, here we go. Let's do the next one.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
All right, that like don't be suspicious gets in my head all day long when I see those TikToks. That cat was super cute. On the pool table, we got this other guy being a robot. That looks like it was very intricate to film. I don't really know how they did that, but that was pretty sweet. So I'm gonna have to go with number 2 on that one. Let's see the answer. All right, number 2, 4.5 million. Not too bad. Hey, we got 2 more here. Let's see the next one.
That's what I said. And then it was like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what in the world? But don't do it here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Really? I thought the same thing. We think a lot alike, huh? Come on. That's crazy. Right.
Hey with it, I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey.
Okay, so that was adorable. This little kid, he has no idea what he's saying, but he's having a conversation. That is super, super cute. The next one we have Twitch. If you watch the Ellen DeGeneres show like I do, you would recognize him. I believe that is his wife doing pretty cool dancing, but I don't think it compares to the little kid and his dad having this conversation. So I'm gonna say number 1. Let's see what we see. There it is, number 1. Not too bad. I've only missed 1 so far. Let's do the last one, question number 8. Let's see this last 2 TikToks.
Three, 2, 1, level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy.
Okay, so I'm a dad. I don't do those things yet, maybe because I'm not an old enough dad, but my dad does those things, so that's hilarious. But I have a husky, so I'm super partial to TikTok number 2. I'm gonna have to go with TikTok number 2. Let's see what the answer is. Things dad do. I kind of figured that was gonna be the one, but I'm partial to my huskies, so I have to vote for that all the time. All right, not too bad. I got 6 out of 8. What did you get in the chat? Let us know. I'll give you a virtual high five to the winner. But hey, thanks for playing with us. All right, Tik Tok Tussle. There you have it. Super fun. Love that game. I love TikTok. Logan loves TikTok. Micah does not like TikToksic, but it's okay. He doesn't like a lot of the things that we like. Anyways, so hey, listen, I hope you had a great time playing that game, as much fun as we had playing with you. But right now, we're gonna jump in to week number 2 of what to do when you don't know what to do. And Logan is popping into this. He's gonna give a great talk about Joseph and kind of what happens in this narrative of his story, and about how at all times God is with us. So I hope you're ready. It's gonna be great. Focus in, lean in for what God has for you this morning. Logan, take it away.
So, when you don't know how to do something, how to fix something, or how something works, what do? Ask a teacher? Ask your parents? Ask your friends? Ask someone you really know and trust? No! You go to the internet and ask some randos. But I'm not talking about creeps here, I hope. No, I mean the people of the internet! You know, those people who make how-to videos. Because chances are, if you're trying to figure out something, someone on the internet has already figured it out for you. Things like, how do I unsend a text? No. How do I do a winged eyeliner? How do I get rid of the zit by Friday night? How do I get out of gym class? How do I screen cap Snapchat without getting caught? They'll never know. But then there are things in life that don't have an easy fix, that don't have a simple solution, that don't have a how-to video. Things like what to do when you have problems with family, or when it seems like you have no control in your life, or what to do when someone has done something to you. I mean, clearly, they gotta go. The truth is, there's a lot of life that doesn't have a solution you can just find online. So how do you know what to do when you don't know what to do?
Hey everybody, what is up? I hope you're doing well. We are starting week 2 of our series, and I'm pumped to be here with you guys talking today. And I have a question for you. Have you guys ever had a moment where you've used just a crazy amount of emojis, maybe in a text message conversation? I like emojis. There are people that tend to overuse them. I try not to be one of those people because I think a good, well-timed emoji is nice, but too many and you're trying too hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all feel me, because some of y'all's parents, that might be your parents, right? They try a little hard with their emojis, but not me. I try to get the right amount of emojis, but I have several that I use probably a lot. I'll be honest, I'm gonna pop a couple here, right here. This is one of my favorite ones. Boom, right there. Use this one all the time. I use the thumbs up a lot. I like the thumbs up, it's good. My wife hates that one because she just thinks you're just like giving you the thumbs up, and she's like, you're not really caring about what I say, you're just giving me a thumbs up to make me be quiet. And that's not at all true, but I love the thumbs up one. I send that one to people a lot. Or this one, 100, right? 100 is nice, that's always a good thing. I use that one as well. How about this one? Yes, flexing my muscles. I'll use that one from time to time as well. But there are moments, right, where we are maybe at a loss for words and we don't know what to say. And the nice part is we have emojis for that too, right? Emojis for, like I said, a moment where you're completely overwhelmed and you're like, how in the world can I possibly describe the situation I'm feeling right now? And sometimes your emoji might be this, or it might be this, or it might be this. See, and the beauty of emojis is that they're great to help us describe how we feel, right? And we've all had these moments where we're fully shocked. We don't know what to say, and these emojis definitely help us figure out how to tell people how we're feeling, right? They describe who we are really, really well in those moments when we're shocked. And see, I would say that you've probably been there just as many times as I have, right? You've had those moments where you have just literally not known what to do or what to say or how to react. And that's why we're talking about what we're talking about today. That's why we're in this series called What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do. Because we have those moments where we're shocked and we have no clue what's next or where we should go from here. And so we feel just like those emojis. Let me ask you this, right? Have you ever experienced something that's caught you off guard? Right now in the chat, I want to hear about it. You tell me maybe a moment where you have gotten completely caught off guard, where you were shocked, you had no idea what was coming, and it was a crazy moment where you had to use these emojis of complete and total shock because you had no words. So tell me about it right now, a moment in time where you just were completely shocked. Yeah, see, those are all valid moments, right? For some of you, they might be funny moments where you were shocked. Something happened that was funny, and it may have rattled you a little bit, but it was shocking nonetheless. And then for others of us, we've had moments where shock actually brings a lot of pain, right? There are some of you that maybe one of those shocking moments, one of those moments where you had no idea what to do or how to react or how to feel, was maybe when your parents told you that they were splitting up, that they were getting a divorce. Or maybe it was when your mom or your dad pulled you aside and said, hey, I need to tell you, but someone in our family has passed. They're no longer with us anymore. And you were in a complete moment of shock. Maybe you've had that moment, right, where someone sent you a text that wasn't meant for you to actually see, and then you saw the text and you were completely shocked and maybe even hurt in that moment. There's a lot of situations like that, right, that they pop up in our lives all the time, and the question is, what do we do in those moments? How are we supposed to react, supposed to respond when the world has shocked us? See, and the thing is about these moments is it's difficult for us because we sometimes may not know how we're gonna respond or how we're supposed to respond, right? And that is difficult for us to understand, especially as a middle school student or a high school student. That's not easy for us to deal with. See, and maybe sometimes we surprise ourselves about how well we handle it. Or sometimes maybe we're surprised in how much something tears us apart and really, really hurts us. And sometimes when things happen, we pull ourselves closer to God. Or maybe in the opposite side of that, you start to wonder if God was really even there at all. And see, all of these things are valid. They're valid things to think about and feel when we have a situation that comes at us that we just don't know what to do. And here's the fact of the matter, is we all hurt, and we experience hurt and pain differently. But here's the thing, that doesn't mean that hurt doesn't hurt, right? Something that hurts everyone. It may be different for you and how you feel it than it is for me, but hurt hurts. And see, when life hurts, we often find ourselves wondering what to do, where to go, what's next, what's coming up next. And that's what we're going to dig into today. Luckily, we're not the first people to feel this way. Right? We started talking about a story last week with the story of Joseph, right? Our boy Caleb hopped into the story of Joseph, and so I'm going to kind of pick it back up as well here. We're going to continue to look at this story as we go throughout this series. See, and you know the basics of Joseph's story, right? He was born in a huge family. He was his dad's favorite son. His dad gave him this amazing coat. It was multicolored. It probably looked really, really cool, right? I probably couldn't rock it. I don't think I got enough swag to pull that off. But Joseph, he definitely did. He pulled it off. He made it look good, and he rocked this coat all the time because he was his dad's favorite, and his dad wanted to give him something special. So he had that. None of his brothers had it. And obviously that didn't sit well with his family, right? That did not sit well. I mean, imagine, think about it, if it were you and you knew that your brother or your sister were your mom and dad's favorites. And some of you right now in your head, you're like, no, that's exactly true. Like, that is what's happening. Like, they're definitely the favorite. I know it. And that's reality, probably not the case. But imagine it for a minute, right? You would be upset in the same way Joseph's brothers probably are. But I bet you wouldn't respond like they would. At least I hope you wouldn't. If you do, we probably should have another conversation. But check this out. Here is the way that his brothers respond to basically him being the favorite. We're going to look here in the Bible. It's Genesis verses 37 or chapter 37 verse 18. It says they saw him in the distance before he reached them, and they plotted to kill him. Again, Joseph's brothers talking about Joseph. They plotted to kill him, and that turned up real quick, right? We just hop off the bat like, hey, we're going to kill our brother, okay? Slow down just a minute. Like, we went from 0 to 100 real quick. But it keeps going. Here's what it says in the next passage. Here comes that dreamer, they said to each other. Come now, let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns and say that a ferocious animal devoured him. Then we'll see what comes of his dreams. Now, if you don't know, a cistern is basically like kind of a well or like a big hole in the ground. So they were saying, hey, let's throw him in there and let's just tell our dad that an animal came by and killed him, and he'll never see him again, and we'll get rid of our problems. But here's the thing, one of Joseph's brothers had a little bit of common sense and was starting to try to, think about, hey, like maybe this is not a good idea. So this is what goes on from there. When Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue him from their hands. Let's not take his life, he said. Don't shed any blood. Throw him into the cistern here in the wilderness. Don't lay a hand on him. Reuben said this to rescue him from them and take him back to his father. Right? And see, this is a good thing. I'm glad Reuben did this. And he had this idea, basically, he's like, all right, let's just put him in there, but I'm going to come back and save him. Maybe when my brothers are kind of out of the way and they've gone home, I'm going to come rescue my brother Joseph. I don't really want to see him die. All right? So good for Reuben for being a good brother. Way to not be a jerk. Everyone else, the other brothers, they're jerks, okay? But Reuben, not so much a jerk. He was going to come back. But before they end up leaving, what happens is a group of traders come by on the road, and they basically decide to literally sell Joseph to these people. So he is now property being bought and sold, and they sell their own brother to this group of people. So then they kind of go off their plan of what they said earlier, and this is what we see the scripture tells us
They took the ornate robe back to their father and said, "We found this. Examine it to see whether it is your son's robe." See, that last line tells us everything that we need to know about the situation. They're trying to get rid of Joseph. They're trying to convince their father that Joseph is dead. He's gone. So maybe, I don't know, he'll pay more attention to the other sons. I don't know what their prerogative was. Obviously, they were just tired of seeing Joseph as the favorite. So they decided to do something about it and get rid of him. So they sold him. They didn't kill him, but they sold him basically into slavery, and then basically convinced their dad that he was gone. They probably poured blood all over this robe, this nice coat that he had, took it back and said, "Dad, look what happened. Joseph was killed." See, what's crazy about that too is what they even said to their dad. They say, "Hey, this is your son's robe." They didn't say our brother. They said your son. They were basically using the fact that they knew Joseph was his dad's favorite. And they said, "Hey, is this your son's robe?" So they were so mad at the fact that he was favored so much more over the other brothers. And so they took that robe back to their father and asked him if it was his son's robe. And see, what's crazy about this whole situation is now Joseph is literally sold. He is property of someone else. And imagine that, like now this brings the question, like, what do you do when you don't know what to do, right? I mean, what do you do in your Joseph situation? How do you go from being, your father's favorite son to now being sold? Like, how do you get unsold? How does that happen? I don't know. Right, but it's crazy. The situation is obviously very serious, and the way we experience pain is obviously different than the way Joseph has experienced pain. All right, I can probably bet that most of you watching this right now weren't sold by your brothers and sisters to someone random. All right, again, if you were, let me know. We should have a conversation about that. Different situation, but that's probably none of our stories. Our stories look a little bit different than Joseph's, right? And what's crazy about Joseph's story is it gets crazier down the road. Like, there's more shocking moments that we're not even going to get to this week. We'll cover those in the next few weeks. But what's cool about all of it is we find out something really, really cool in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of everything bad happening, in the midst of this I don't know what to do moment. We see this in Genesis 39. It's simple. It just says the Lord was with Joseph. The Lord was with Joseph. See, Joseph didn't have a lot going on for him in the pit or even after that. But what he did have in his mind, what he knew, was one very, very important truth. One thing that I don't want you guys to miss is that God was with him. Just like that verse said, God was with him. And see, that truth doesn't change the reality of Joseph's situation. He was still in a messed up situation. But that truth can at least help him start to deal with it and cope with it. Again, it doesn't change his circumstances, but it helps him navigate those situations. See, that truth also didn't mean that Joseph could see where his story was going to go, where it would eventually lead him. But again, he was able to cling to that truth and hold on to it because it probably helped him get through those dire moments. See, and that truth didn't even necessarily give Joseph an explanation of why something happened. But it did help him deal with it. It did help give him hope that maybe God was still going to use his story somehow, that he was going to do something big. And students, the same is true for me and for you. And that's our bottom line. That's our point for today. It's this. It's when there's nothing you can do, God is with you. When there's nothing you can do, God is with you. And that's where I want us to land this morning. It's so important. I mean, look at our world around us right now. Like, we're in a quarantine, right? We're in this whole COVID pandemic. You've probably had these moments recently where you're like, dude, I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. Well, what do you do when you don't know what to do? And the biggest thing I can tell you is just know this, is that God is with you. Like, God is with you in these moments. As crazy as that sounds, God is with you. God is going to be with your family. God is going to be with you the entire time. And like I said, that may not change the truth of your situation that you're in. It might not fully take away the pain that you're feeling. But I'm going to tell you what, it definitely helps provide and give you hope to know that God is not done with your story. You have no idea how it's going to end. Because as you're going to find out with the story of Joseph, it ends in a crazy, crazy way. And we're going to pick that up over the next couple of weeks. But today I want you to walk away with the fact that God is with you. Let's talk about that right now. Have you ever felt maybe that God has been with you? Or maybe if you felt like God is not there. Let's be honest, right? Sometimes it doesn't always feel that way. But I want you to talk about maybe a moment, and let's share it right here in the chat, where you have felt that you knew God was with you through a situation. Let's talk about it right now. See, those are all really, really good. And here's the thing, like knowing God is with us, it may not change our circumstance, but it could change us. It could change who we are. You see, for me, when I was moving to North Carolina from Georgia out of college, it was fully just knowing, hey, God has got to be with me on this, because I'm really going to a place where I know one person, and that was it. And I had to trust and know that God was going to go with me on that. Because ultimately, I wasn't going to do it by myself. Like, I wasn't going to make it out there on my own by myself. But I knew that God was going to go with me. And it was painful. It was difficult. It's hard to make a transition from a place you've lived your entire life to somewhere you've never been before, where you only know one person. And that's what I tried to do, but I knew that God was going to go with me. And here's the thing. The uncertainty of life, it's not going to get the last word. God is going to have the last word. And that's such a comfort to me. I don't know about you, but it's definitely a big comfort for me. But what does that look like for us? I'm going to give you two things real quick, and then we're done. And I think this is going to help you with this idea of knowing that God is for you. He is with you, right? So there's two things that I think we can do while we're starting to process through and figure this out, right? And it's this. Number one is be real, right? Be real. Be real with yourself. Be real with other people. Be open, be honest about what's going on in life. A lot of times we try to suppress all this pain, right? You've been there. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Something's gone wrong in your life and you said, man, I can't handle this and I've got to suppress and feel all this stuff, but I can't let it out because either I have to look a certain way or act a certain way or be a certain somebody. But man, sometimes you can't do that and you've got to just be real with people. And sometimes that means asking honest questions. And it means having doubts. It means having fears. And I want you to hear this, students. That's okay. You can have doubts. You can have fears. You can have questions and still follow Jesus. You want to know how I know that? Because I have them. I have doubts. I have fears. I have questions. And I'm a professional Christian, right? I get a paycheck to work at the church and be a pastor. Like that's my job. But I still have doubts and questions. But it's important for us to be real, because once we start to do that, again, we're going to start to find out a little bit more about who God is and truly understand the fact that He is with us. And the second thing is this, is sometimes we need to remind ourselves, right? Remind yourself and remind others that God is with you. See, life wasn't made for you to do alone. God didn't design you that way. He didn't say, hey, Logan, you need to do life all by yourself all the time. No. He didn't. He said you need community, you need people, you need someone in your life who's going to help walk with you, keep you accountable, who's going to encourage you, who's going to push you. And students, here's the thing, you need that too. Some of you might be an introvert and you're like, dude, I want to keep to myself. And I get that, that's cool. Like, I have moments where I'm introverted myself. I know it's hard for you to believe, but I do. I have moments like that. But that doesn't mean that you don't need anybody. You still need people. And so I would encourage you, remind yourself, remind others that God is with you. Especially in those moments where you're approaching pain or you get shocked, right? Your world gets turned upside down. We have to do these two things. We got to be real with people, and we got to remind ourselves that God is with us. Because those are the moments where we want to give up. Right? Those are the moments where there's this deep darkness inside of us. And you feel completely sad, completely helpless, scared, overwhelmed, anxious, whatever it is. But we've got to remind ourselves, God is with us. Look, I think if we do those two things, we're going to start to understand this a little bit more. And I think it's so important for us to get. because pain is going to happen. Shocking things are going to happen. The older you get, the more you're going to see this in your world. And that's tough. I wish I could tell you otherwise. I wish that your life was going to be like a bed of daisies and roses and it was beautiful all the time, right? Hopefully it is for as much as it can be. But you're also going to have moments that are going to be terrible. And you're going to have moments that are going to hurt you, that are going to be painful. In those moments, we have to cling to this truth that God is with us. So I hope you guys remember that today. God is with you. He goes before you, and He loves you very much. And so do I, and so does our team and our staff. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us today. Appreciate it. I hope you all have a good one. And yeah, hopefully see you next week. Peace.
Logan, man, thank you so much. That's such a great word. You know, there are a lot of times when we're faced with situations that we don't know what to do. It's what this whole entire series is about, but we know that God is with us in all of those moments, man. So thank you so much for that encouragement that we can apply to our lives. Next week, though, I am bringing the word for week number 3 of what to do when you don't know what to do. And it's going to be about doing the next right thing. Sometimes doing the right thing is difficult. Sometimes it's not easy, but it's the right thing to do. And it may mean you have to give up some stuff to do it. So look, you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned for next week. Same time, same place, 11:30, right here on our YouTube channel. Can't wait to see you. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.